Hello class, today we're talking about how to model a fraction divided by a fraction. Like with all division questions, a first number or a dividend in a division question is telling us what we have at the start. So we're going to start by drawing 1/2. So I've got my whole here in black. I'll divide it into two parts and I'll shade in half of that diagram. Now, my second number is telling me how much goes into one full group. So in this case, I'm going to need to have one full group made out of one row out of 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break up my whole here into 4 rows. And then I'm going to take the pieces that I have, which is 4 pieces here, and I'm instead going to arrange them into the rows where currently they're in the columns. So let's draw ourselves our new picture after we've rearranged our pieces. We've still got 2 columns and 4 rows to start with, but we're going to go ahead and arrange the pieces that we have over here into our rows on our new drawing. So I need to color in 1, 2, 3, 4 sections on the right drawing, just like I have 4 sections over here. They're just arranged into the rows instead. Now, one full group is made by one row. So I'm going to go ahead and circle one row, and that can be group number 1. And anytime I have a row, I can circle that, and that can be a group. So I actually have a second full group here. Now my quotient, if I'm treating my second number as the amount in one group, is the number of groups. And so I can say that 1/2 divided by 1/4 is equal to 2 whole groups. I have 2 fully filled in rows. If I want to do that symbolically as well, it's as simple as applying my multiply by the reciprocal rule. My first fraction is going to stay the same. My divide sign changes to a multiply, and I flip the second fraction to make its reciprocal. Now 1 times 4 on the top is 4, 2 times 1 on the bottom is 2, and 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. And obviously I got the same answer from my model as from my symbolic work. In the case of question B, again I'm going to start by drawing one whole, represented by my rectangle. And I need to start with 5 out of 8 sections. So let's draw 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dividing lines makes 8 columns. And let's shade in 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 filled in. Now again, I'm going to need to make 4 rows, like so. And I'm told that 1 full row out of 4 is one group. So again, we're going to draw our same diagram, but we're going to arrange all those pieces into the rows instead of into the columns. 4, 5, 6, 7 dividing lines makes 8 columns, then my 4 rows. So overall over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 4 makes 20 total pieces. So let's color in 20 total pieces in our diagram on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we're told that one full group is one full row. So here's one full group, group number 1. Here's a second full group, And then we do have a partial group in this question. In our partial group, we have 4 out of the 8 parts in that row. And of course, that row is a full group. So our quotient here, our solution to our 5 out of 8 divided by 1 out of 4, is going to be 2 whole groups and also 4 out of 8 needed for the third group. And that can simplify to 2 1/2 as a mixed number. And that can be written as an improper fraction, 5/2. Let's confirm that using our symbolic work. We're going to go ahead and we're going to leave our first fraction alone. We're going to change divide to multiply. We're going to change our second fraction to its reciprocal by flipping it. 5 times 4 is 20 on the top, and 8 times 1 on the bottom is 8. Simplifying that, we're going to divide both of those even numbers by 2. Both of those are still even, so we can still divide by 2. And of course, we do get the same answer from our model as from our symbolic work. Question C, we're going to start with 4 out of 5 columns filled in. So 1, 2, 3, 4 dividing lines makes 5 columns. We have 4 of those. We're going to split those into 2 rows for our second one. We're told one full group is made out of one full row. We're going to take our pieces then, and we're going to rearrange them into the rows. So again, we're going to need 5 columns and 2 rows. And we're going to arrange the 8 pieces that we have over here into the rows of our other diagram. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 filled in. Now we're told that one group is one full row. And so we do have one full group here. In our second group, we only have 3 out of the 5 needed parts. And so our quotient is the number of groups. And that tells us we have one full group and 3 out of 5 in the second group. Written as a mixed number, that's 8/5. To confirm with our symbolic work, we can leave our first fraction alone, change divide to multiply, flip the second fraction. 4 times 2 on the top is 8, 5 times 1 on the bottom is 5, and of course, those are the same again. Okay, in question D, we are going to start with 4 out of 9. So we're going to draw ourselves a one whole rectangle here. We're going to split it up into 9 columns, so we need 8 dividing lines for that. So there's our 9 columns. We have 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to split that into 3 rows. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces to work with. Now we're told that one full row out of 3 is one full group. And so we're going to go ahead and resort those pieces into our rows. So again, those are perfectly spaced. And let's go ahead and color in our 12 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces. And we're told one row is one group. So we do have one full group. And then in our second group, that's going to be our partial group, we have 3 out of 9 pieces in that group. So our quotient is our number of groups. And we have one full group, and we have 3 out of 9 in our partial group. Simplifying 3 out of 9, we have 1/3, and converting that to a improper fraction is 4/3. Now, if we go ahead and apply our symbolic rules, our 4/9 stays as 4/9. Divide turns to multiply, and 1/3 becomes 3/1. 4 times 3 on the top is 12. 9 times 1 on the bottom is 9. Both of those numbers can divide by 3 to simplify, and that gives us our 4/3. Question E, we want to start with one full whole, split into 5 parts, and we have 2 of those parts, and then we've got our 4 rows. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. And we want to sort those 8 pieces into the rows instead of in the columns. So let's go ahead. We need our 5 columns again and our 4 rows. And we're going to sort our 8 pieces into here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, one full row is one group. So we do have one full group. And we have 3 out of 5 in our partial group. And since our quotient is the number of groups, we have one full group and 3 out of 5 in our last group. Converting that to improper is 8/5. Checking with our symbolic rules, our 2/5 will stay the same. Divide changes to multiply. 1/4 flips to 4/1. 2 times 4 on top is 8. 5 times 1 on the bottom is 5. That is the same answer. Finishing up with question F, we want to go ahead and have 3 out of 4 columns filled in. We want to split that into 3 rows, and that gives us 9 pieces to work with. We want to sort those 9 pieces into the rows instead, and then every 2 rows will make one full group. So let's go ahead and add our 9 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we have 2 full rows here, so that can be one group. Now in our second group here, we have one part. So that's going to be the top. And in one full group, we'll just look at the top one, we'd need 8 parts. And so we're going to go ahead and say our quotient, which is our number of groups, is one full group and 1/8 of a second group. Converting that to improper is 9/8. Let's go ahead and check that. Our 3/4 stays the same. Our divide changes to multiply. And our 2/3 flips to become 3/2. 3 times 3 on top is 9. 4 times 2 on the bottom is 8. 9/8. So I hope that's helped you understand how to multiply fractions using a model and the symbolic rules.